Hi guys, we're back talking about external CSS and writing CSS codes, right? So we're going to be a bit advanced in this one, right? So we already did this, right? And we created this element, okay? Let's say that we want to reduce the size. It's too long, right? We want to reduce the size. We can just do that by just saying width, just right here, equals, we can either say 50% or use, so that brings it here, or we can use px, so we can say 400 px and save. It makes that 400 px. All right, so we're going to look at something called margins and padding, or let's do text transform first, right? So we can say text transform. We just want to transform this text to uppercase. When we do that and save it, it becomes uppercase, right? But we don't want that, so let's just take it back and save, and we have that. So we're going to talk about something called paddings and margins. I'm going to show you that with a diagram first, right? So if this is a browser and this is the element, the margin is moving the element right where the browser is. So margin is moving the elements around. So the space here is the margin. Padding is, however, moving these elements around. So if I move this here or move this here, this is the padding moving inside of this box, right? So I'm creating a padding for this box. All right, so margin moves outside, padding moves inside. I'll show you that in practice, so let's just do that, right? So if we say margin, let's give this a margin of 100 px and save. You see that it moves, you know, I'll explain the px, the movements. It normally moves from top right, bottom left, right? So you're saying that everything should have 100 px. The top should be 100 px, right should be 100 px, bottom should be 100 px, and left should be 100 px. If we say padding instead of margin, however, 100 px and save, you can see that that's the difference between margin and padding. Margin moves all around, it moves the element completely, and padding moves the space between an element. All right, so look at this again. Margin moves all of this. Oops, sorry for that. So margin will move the elements, yep, and then padding would create space in between one element. So padding will do this rather. All right, so this is padding inside of the box and margin is right outside the box. So basically that's the difference between margins and paddings, and they're very important and they're very useful when you're building websites. So if we make this 60 px, makes it cleaner. Actually, I want to change this color. I don't like the dark color again, so let's make this purple. Yep, and save. Okay, you can get a lot of so let's just do HTML color codes. You can get a lot of color codes from a website called HTML color code. The different ones, right? So you can get from HTML color code, still loading, right? So I can pick a color, I can change, I can pick and choose what I want. So I can say, okay, I like this color, so let's try that, right? So let's say I like this color, this is pretty. I can just copy this color, yeah, yes, I can just copy that color, and now instead of using purple, I would use the color, all right, that I just copied. And when I save it, let's try it and see. Yes, you can see that right now, right? When I save it, this is what you get. It changes the color. So you can use color codes. Let's do that again so you see what that is. So let's change the color again. Let's use another color. So let's say I'm taking this. I just need to copy this, right, or any of that, and then once I put the color here, I can just put it here. It entirely changes what is there, right? Okay, let's go back to my website, and when I save it, it changes the color. So you can use the HTML color code to actually change the color of your website. All right, in the next video, we're going to create navigation and try and see if we can, like a menus, and see if we can style those menus. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.